Hey guys, this is Ruby as always, and welcome back to the FTB Tech World 2 Let's Play. So, it has been a busy day. I just got done streaming about 2 hours ago or so, and we built this little thing, this little contraption. Pull lever for service. Okay. Whoop. What? So, this was something that I built on stream just because we were kind of like in a little lull area where we didn't have anything to do. And so I built this, pull a lever, turtle comes up, boop, boop, and goes back down. So, let me explain this real quick. So this is a mining turtle. I named him Little Ruby. So, let's see. Let's take a look at the program. Now, today's going to be a Computercraft and RedNet episode. So, I don't know. Get ready. Hold on to your pants. There's going to be a lot of programming. So basically, let me try to explain this the best I can. So you see, it says while true do, and it comes all the way down to this end. Now, pretty much what this means is that while true, which is always true, if you do it this way, it will just keep looping and looping and looping. So once it does that, if it's like, oh, is it true? Okay, it is. Then it comes up here, and it does if the rs.getInputFront, then. So what this is saying is that if redstone is and the input on the front is true, meaning it's actually switched on, then what it's going to do is it's going to dig up, move my cursor out of the way, it's going to go up, turtle.up means go up in direction, it's going to dig in front of it, it's going to sleep for 0.01 seconds, then it's going to select its second inventory slot, which will be the lever, it's going to place that item, it's going to go back down, it's going to select its first inventory slot, and then it's going to place that first inventory slot above its head. And then it does a sleep for 1 second. So if we save this and exit this, and we tell it to start up, and what we can do is we can actually click on this, you can see it gets the dirt, lever places the lever, and then the dirt. So if we do it again, you can see the dirt's always the first, and the lever's the second inventory slot. So that's why we did that. I don't know, I just thought it was something kind of funny to do. So there have been a couple changes. I actually updated a few things in the mod pack. So first off, the big reactors has been updated. I updated to, I want to say, let me get you guys an exact version so that y'all can do it as well. I did version 3.3a. Yeah, 3.3a. 0.3.3a. So this gave us this cool new interface. Let's turn off NEI. And it's a lot different than the new one, and we get a lot more information because, for example, now you can see we got casing heat and core heat and an energy buffer. Now, one thing that I didn't really realize by updating this, I did this for something we're going to do this episode, by the way, is the freaking RF per tick this thing produces shot through the sky. I think this is a bug. I'm not going to count on it staying like this, but instead of this thing producing 2,000 RF a tick, it's now producing almost 12,000 RF a tick. Yeah, and I shut this one off because there's just no need for this thing to run because this one's producing 12k RF a tick. So, yeah, I think it's a bug. I'm not really sure 100% though. But you can see some of the textures actually changed as well. And I also updated Computercraft to 1.6 something. I don't really know. It's one of the 1.6s. And I added 4 more drives here. And if we come over here to the Quarry world, you can actually see we have 2 quarries running, right? Well, these are both Quarry pluses. So they are both, even though this one seems to be moving quicker, huh? Yeah, that one's definitely moving quicker. A lot quicker. Why is that? I figured these two would be running at the same speed. This guy is at 27. He's pretty much maxed out. And this guy is pretty much maxed out. 1,000 MJ a tick. And not 1,000 MJ per tick. I'm confused. I don't know, maybe we can't have 2 of these running at the same time, but... So, yeah, I got both of these running. I'm not sure why this one isn't. I mean, this one's still moving at a pretty good rate, but not quite that fast, considering I can keep up with it. But if we come over here to this one, I don't think I'll be able to keep up with it. No, see, it outspeeds me a lot. That is strange. Huh. Why is that? You guys are all set on 10,000. Okay, that's weird. I'll have to look into that off camera. So what I want to set up today, and why I went through the trouble of updating big reactors as well as computer craft, is I want to set up monitoring for these things. So there's a couple things we're going to need. We actually need to add some new stuff to our reactors. If we take a look at these, and we want to look for the computer port. And computer port. There we go. So they're made like that. What are we missing? Some repeaters. What? I don't have any redstone torches? Jeez. There we go. Alright. So we need a couple of these guys. And let's go ahead and make us some computer ports. And then what we're going to need is we're going to need a couple of wired modems. Like that. And we're going to need an advanced computer. We don't really need it per se, but... And we're going to need 6 of these guys. And then we're going to need some networking cable. And we're just going to get a crap ton of this because we're going to have to run it all the way from the bottom to the top. So we're going to get, I don't know, we'll get 2 stacks. That should start us out good though. So now that we have this, what we're going to do is we're going to come down here and we're going to wire these guys up at the same exact spot. This is going to temporarily, oh, that's lost forever. Alright, there we go. And go ahead and activate you again. And go ahead and break this and place that. Alright. Oh, we actually need one more modem I forgot about. So these wired modems, they're going to hook onto this reactor computer port. Now this is to interact with computer craft, of course. So we're going to bring these guys together right here, and they're going to link up with this networking cable. You can't use wireless modems unless you put another computer here. And it's just way too much work when we could just run a cable. So what we're going to do is, I'm actually going to break this temporarily, is we need to run this somewhere. Let's see. Let's actually go place our monitors first. Let's say right here. This looks good. Right here. So this is where we're going to place our monitors so we can see what's going on. Whoops. Whoop, let me up. There we go. Oops, I placed that one wrong. There we go. Alright, so there's our computer. And we're going to be able to see it from the outside, but I think eventually there's not going to be anything here. So what we're going to do is we're going to place our computer here. And I need another wired modem. Alright. There we go. So let's come over here. We're going to place this guy down there. And pretty much this is going to go straight down. Now where's that going to bring us? Right by our ME system. Okay, that's not bad. So if we say want to come directly down right here, I think this will be kind of near our reactor. Yeah, here we go. Alright, so what we're going to do is hook these guys up here. Then this guy's going to come over here. And let's get some stone out real quick. And I'm showing you guys all this because I already wrote the program to do everything. And I still want you guys to be able to see me do some stuff, so. Alright, so we're going to come here. Alright, and now this guy's going to come directly up here. Like so. There we go. Alright, so now let's go ahead and let's get our wrench. And we're going to connect the computer. And if we come down here, I want this to be reactor 1, so I'm going to activate this one first, reactor 0, and then reactor 1. So that may be kind of confusing because 0 and kind of programming and computer logic, 0 is always first, and then 1 is second, and so on and so forth. So you can tell these guys are linked because they have red on their little circle things now. So if we come up here, and we're going to have to go outside for this, boop, and if we come out here, we can go ahead and, we didn't need any of that cable. That took a lot less than I thought it did, than I thought it would. So here's our computer, and I've already written this program, paste bin git and this, and we're going to call this startup. And now we're going to label set big reactor mon. So just so we kind of know, and then that way this thing will keep its scripts that are on it. So let's sleep real quick so we don't get anybody sneaking up on us. There we go. So if we come back out here, it's going to be kind of hard to test it first because we got to go inside to look at it, but you guys will get it. So edit startup, and we're going to have to change a few things here. So let's actually, we can actually change this to back since it touches it. And reactor 1 is going to be 0, and this one's going to be reactor 2. There we go. So let me go ahead and let's just test it real quick. So if we do startup, looks like it's working. So there we go. Look at that. All right. So to kind of explain it before we go back there and look at the code, it'll make a little more sense if you kind of see what's going on here. So here we have reactor 1. We have reactor number. These two are basically copies of each other, but they're referencing the two different reactors. So for example, this one is reactor 1. Active is true, which means that it's currently on. If we take a look at reactor 2, you can see active is false, and all these things are 0. That's because it's just not running at the moment. RF a tick. Now, this is the RF a tick for the last tick when it updates. So I just put RF a tick. You don't need to know that it was the last tick or anything like that. RF stored. You can see it's storing almost 10 million. Casing heat is 1305, and fuel heat is 1327. So it's just some basic readouts, and I can kind of see from a glance up here that, oh yeah, well this thing's got a bunch of storage, I might want to turn it off. So let's go take a look at the code real quick, just so that you guys can kind of understand what's going on here. So we'll Control T, terminate that script, and we'll take a look at it. So basically, I just kicked the water bottle across the room. Is right here, what we're doing is we're setting up our peripherals. So we're telling it that reactor 1 is equal to peripheral wrap, and then this thing right here. So if you remember, whenever we clicked on it, it actually said this thing right here. So the first reactor we clicked on is big reactors dash reactor underscore 0. So that's why we set it to that. So this way you can also, if you see here, I did back for the monitor. I could also hook up a wired modem to the monitor and then initialize it, and then it'll be like monitor 0, I believe, since it's the first monitor in this world. And I could wrap it that way if they weren't touching, for example. So I could put this underground, like by the ME system, which I might do eventually, and just have a wired modem coming up to this monitor to do all that. So that's all this doing. We're just naming it. So the monitor is mon, the reactors are reactor 1 and 2. And we're going to go ahead and clear the monitor. And I don't think it's really necessary for this script, but I just do it kind of out of habit. So right here we have a note saying begin reactor 1. It's setting the cursor position to line 1, column 1, and it's setting the text color to white. It's writing reactor number space, and then it's setting the text color to lime, and then it's writing 1. If we come down here, you can see it's going to set it to line 2, column 1, and then it is setting it to white, saying active, setting the text color to lime, and then it's writing reactor1.getActive, open parentheses, close parentheses. So this is the big reactors API right here. So this way you can so this way you can see if it's active. Now there's a whole bunch of different commands. I can even see how much fuel is in there. Let me pull up the API list. I'm going to link all this in the description for you guys as well. So I can see if the computer port is connected. I don't see the point in that, but whatever. I can get it's active, which is what we're doing here. I can get the get energy produced last tick, and that's for our RF a tick right here. I can see how much RF is stored by get energy stored, and I'm doing math.floor on these so that we don't have 545.555555555 and all kinds of weird stuff. So we're pretty much just taking it and rounding it down by doing math.floor. We're then getting the casing heat, which is reactor1.get casing temperature. We're then getting the fuel heat, which is get fuel temperature. And then that was it. And then all we're doing is we're skipping a line. So this is line 6, this is line 8. And then we pretty much begin all the reactor 2 stuff. The only thing that changes is that this is now a 2 instead of a 1. And these are now a 2 instead of a 1. So it's reactor2.getActive, not reactor1.getActive. And that's pretty much it. And then it comes down here and it sleeps for 5 seconds. That's just so that this thing isn't constantly updating and all that kind of stuff. I don't think it would be a problem if you had it constantly updating. I just don't really see the point. So we'll go ahead and exit that and we'll do it again. And you always want to kind of name it startup, because if you name the script startup, whenever you load the world, it will automatically start that script. So for a general purpose computer like this one, we'll always want that to be, of course, the startup script. So, for example, let's go turn this reactor on real quick. And we'll actually see it start climbing here. So you can see that it's true. It's going to start producing RF. And you can see that it's going to start heating up and storing a bunch of energy. Oh, wait. We can't see fuel heat. Oh, no. Did I never realize that when I wrote the script? Uh-oh. That's crazy. Okay, I didn't even realize that. Oh, see, that's a bug in our program. So, not a big deal. But, yeah, that is pretty much it. I wanted to do some other cool stuff. That's kind of why I messed around with this turtle, because I wrote this script in my test world. Is I wanted to get a way of reading these things' power, but I'm not really sure of a way yet. I know we can't do it with computer craft. I looked into that a crap ton, and I could never find a way. But if you guys know of a way that we can, using the industrial and information panels, I believe, definitely let me know. Because I'd be very, very interested. I'm probably going to clean this up off camera a bit because this is kind of dirty. But I thought this was pretty cool. Something kind of cool so that now we kind of know how much power we're producing at a time. So we can just kind of look up and see, oh, okay, 11,000 RF a tick we're producing right now. So that means our Quarry pluses should be just fine. So that is going to be it for this episode, guys. It's kind of a shorter one today. There's just not much else I can really get into today without it taking up a bunch of time. What we could always do is maybe make some more advanced monitors. Real quick. 1, 2... Am I out of glass panes? I'm out of glass panes. How crazy is that? There we go. And we'll make one more. There we go. So if we come up here, and we can go ahead and pop these in here, and it's going to stay blank until it actually sleeps and resets the monitor. There you go. So now you can see we got the fuel heat, which is crazy because I just don't get why it always does that. I think it's because my text scale isn't right. So if we actually break this real quick, let's do some testing real quick. And we're gonna just pop us a little hole here. So let's exit this real quick. And I forget what the command is. I think it's mon set text scale 1. Whoops, I didn't even say that. Whoops. Mon set text scale. Is that right? Yeah, it looks the same. See, because it always seems like it gets smaller. Is there even smaller than one? Can we do like a half? Oh, we can. We could almost fit that on one. Yeah, but that's really small. Let's try 0.75, maybe. I'm so used to other stuff. No, that doesn't look any bigger, huh? I did save it, right? Yeah. Well, that stinks. Okay, let's try 0.90. That doesn't look any bigger. And then watch, we're going to set this thing to 1. And it's going to be way bigger. No, no, come back to me. Hey, listen to me. Okay, you're working, I forgot. And it's freaking huge. You. Now, what we can do, let's try this real quick. Let's set that text scale to bigger. Oh, yeah, see, look, no longer a short episode today, huh? Let's set this to 3. Oh, jeez. Yeah, that's too big. Not exit. Why do I keep wanting to type exit? It's been a long day. Now, what's 2 look like? Too big. And then if we set it to 1, it's too small. This isn't like Goldilocks and the porridge. There's no just right. Bah. We'll probably have to play around with it a little bit. Because even, like, you see how none of these, like, extend out that second block? If I got rid of that one, they would. They'd get cut off. I don't know if I got a set. I'm not sure. I'll have to play around with it a little bit, but, and then, like, so you see how fuel heat doesn't actually get under there? But then watch, if I break these, fuel heat does get cut off. I don't know. It's those kind of things that's kind of buggy about computer craft. I don't know, I'll probably have to play around with the API and kind of the monitor API a bit more to kind of get everything kind of fleshed out. But hopefully you guys enjoyed this episode. Hopefully you learned something today. And that's going to be it for today. I think I already said that a bunch of times, but yeah. So, hopefully you enjoyed me and Little Ruby's computer craft episode. If you have any questions, feel free to leave it down in the comments below. This script and the Big Reactor's API link will be down in the description below. I definitely recommend checking it out and trying it out for yourself. So, if you guys did enjoy this episode, likes and such are always very much appreciated, and I will see you guys next time.